Hi, fellow viewers. This is a public service announcement, and we are here today to inform you about educational concerns in California. Recently, we took the time to interview 2 teachers about their opinion on how the Californian government is handling education.
All teachers have their own opinions about education within their respective state. So we thought, let's ask some teachers about their opinions and what they would do if they had the power to improve education.
Our first question to the teachers we interviewed was, how do you feel about furlough days, and are you concerned about children's progress in education?
This is their responses. We introduce to you Mr. Wood and Ms. Nicholas.
Furlough days, assuming that it's not excessive, I feel like they're okay. I do understand that it helps balance the budget. I don't think that it's an answer to fix all of our economic, problems as far as the state and education. But I think if I were to use our district, for example, we did do that for two days this year, and I think it's okay. I think it's something that we can compromise with, but it can't be too excessive. So I'd say if it's beyond 4 days, then I think there's a problem that's a deeper issue and stuff. And it does affect the kids because, you have less days to go to curriculum, and less days for them that they are paying for their tax money to get an education.
Furlough days take away time for instruction. We can always, adjust what we need to do so that we can teach everything. Kids could use more time in school. Kids could use more time with the material. I think though it goes back to the amount of stuff that we have to teach. So, and that's dictated by the state standards. So that's why you guys have to take, the CSTs. And there's not much freedom for us to choose to cut out things or whatever. Although, obviously you need to learn everything, but, we're mandated to teach certain things. And so furlough days kind of cut into the amount of time that we have to teach the material. Because some kids need more time on stuff.
In summary, furlough days have a positive and negative effect.
One positive effect is that furlough days are necessary to maintain the school budget if it does not exceed approximately 2 to 3 days.
A negative effect is that furlough days prove problems for the students and the time it takes the teachers to teach state standards.
In addition to the interview, the minimum amount of days a student has to attend school is 180 days. Let's see what Mr. Wood and Ms. Nicholas have to say about this.
I think so. I mean, so we talk about that's half a year. I think students do need breaks, and so it's up to them if they want to take summer school. It's a very big culture here at Walnut High School, but I think it's more about efficiency and effectiveness, not so much about duration and length. If we are, not wasting time in class, and we were to add up all the wasted minutes, you would be surprised of how much time that we could be using. Instead that, of all the lag time or days that we don't do anything in certain classes, you could be using that, and so you don't extend your year that much longer.
Sure.
Why?
But you know what though? 180 days works. It's just that maybe the days can be a little bit longer. So if we could be at school till 4 o'clock, that would kind of make a difference already.
Our next question for the teachers was, do you think our government should concentrate more on education?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm not going to think that our education is not doing that. I think definitely it's important to, because how will the next generation really build up your country, your society, and how can we really grow and thrive in a local level, state level, national level, if we don't invest, really an investment, invest into the next generation.
Yes.
Why?
I think so. It's sad because my friend is an attorney and she is a defensive attorney or whatever it's called. They spend a lot in prison. California spends a lot in prison. If you go to jail, you get good meals. You have a place to live. They pay those attorneys a lot. And so why can't they focus that money, shift that money instead into education? Maybe our crime rate will go down.
It's truly upsetting that the government is focusing on now instead of the future.
Last but not least, education reforms have helped improve education a great deal. This is how teachers would change the way education ran to improve it.
Education reforms, you know what? I wish I knew more. I know I'm a teacher, and I should probably understand that more, but you know what? Politics is very confusing sometimes to me. Do I agree with the government? Well, from what I understand, education is actually handled more on a state level, although there are some nationwide kind of mandates and policies. So on a state level, I guess we're not really doing that well financially. I would say because we're 48th out of 50th in the nation as a state, yeah, I don't think we're doing that great. Why is that? That's a good question. I think it's because maybe the emphasis on how teachers should teach, and I think my personal opinion, which I don't mind putting on tape, is that the system of accountability for teachers, I feel like once teachers do get tenure, there really isn't much accountability that will keep them, working hard in their jobs. I think we should look at what a lot of private businesses do, and understanding that if instead of profits and dollars, we look at learning and growth. And I know it's a little bit harder because every student is different, as every customer is different, and you can't just mass produce a product and hope everyone just goes with it. But I think it comes down to definitely better teachers. I think we need to restructure how a whole school works from the ground up sometimes. Not that we have to change a whole lot, but we have to ask ourselves, why is this important? Why do we keep these things? Is this really necessary? How many periods is healthy for a kid, and why? I don't really know why they have this many things, and is it really necessary that we, have this many years of science versus this many years of math and history and stuff? So I think I'd be interested in understanding how all these things work. Yeah, 'cause I'm just a piece of the puzzle.
Okay.
I don't really have a strong opinion on it, but I do think that sometimes educators that go into politics forget what it's like to be in education. And then sometimes politicians think that they can change anything about education even though they've never been educators. So I think there needs to be a better balance, because sometimes we're just pretty much told what we need to do, but they don't understand that they don't know what it's really like to be in the classroom.
So we've given you some teacher opinions. If you had the power, what would you do?